Shalom, dear friends. We are very happy to be here with you today. I hope you get a sound, a signal from us. Good morning, dear friends. I'm happy to be here with you. I hope you get a signal coming from us. I hope you can hear us. If you can hear us, please write something in the chat box here on YouTube. It's been a while since we have met, but I would like to continue what we have started 10 days ago.
Hello, Eti. Good morning.
Hello, Rodrigo. How do you do?
Oh, I'm fine, Eti. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here to hear your voice and thank you to open this class to us today.
How do you do? How is the weather today?
Oh, today it's weird because there is a lot of clouds in the sky, and how can I say, there is a storm coming here, a cyclone or something like this, and so we are expecting a lot of rain and a lot of wind here. Not yet, but maybe uh, tonight or tomorrow will come a storm, a huge storm here today, tonight or tomorrow. But
It's a
today it's just cloudy day.
yes. And it's the first time you have this cyclone, or it's something that is very common in the season?
It's not so common, Eti, but a month ago we had something uh, closer to a cyclone, but not very often here. We not how can I say, we don't have the habit to deal with this how can I say, this huge storm. We not expect this every year. We not expect this.
Yes, I understand. In Hebrew, we say tziclone, and the word is mentioned in the Bible. The word is mentioned in the Bible, in the book of Kings, in relation to the prophet Elisha. And maybe in our, let's say, next sessions, I will bring the text and we can look into it. It means a bag, like a personal bag in Hebrew is, in biblical Hebrew, is tziklon. Tziklon is a personal bag in which people carry a bit of food and drinks for the road. This is what it means, like equipment bag, or let's say not school bag, but something for the road. Yes.
Amazing, Eti. I didn't know this. Thank you for sharing. It's amazing. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Fernando. How do you do?
Shalom Eti, good morning, good evening, and good morning, Rodrigo. I'm fine, Eti, I'm fine, and how are you doing?
Doing well. It's a hot day, but we're trying to stay in the shade. And thank you for mentioning the cyclone. Yes, a couple of days ago, because it is a
Yes,
word in Hebrew and I was looking for it. So thank you for mentioning it. And I hope that you will cross the cyclone, or the cyclone will go around you and not inside. So let's hope for the
yes,
best.
yes, yes, thank you, Eti. It was to happen on Friday evening,
Yes.
and it passes away, but now we have a new cyclone coming, so we don't know what is going to happen. I hope it passes away again.
Yes, just stay calm.
That's it.
It helps to
Yes,
stay
yes.
calm. Yes, very good, very good. And I would like to greet all the friends that are staying with us at the moment. And if you have any question, Fernando, Rodrigo, friends on YouTube, this is the time to ask before we start. Please feel free to ask whatever you wish. If you have a question, if you have a thought, just share your thought with us or your question. It is always good.
I'm fine, it. Yeah, I'm seeing the whiteboard with lots of material, so I am
Yes,
quite ready to dive into it.
yes. Let's look into it and see what is happening. We have a text from Weinreb, from chapter 17. There is a text from Genesis, interestingly, chapter 17 as well. There is a painting and there is a text from Alice Adventures Under the Ground that Lewis Carroll, I'm sorry that it is jumping at the moment, that Lewis Carroll, the author, the writer, wrote and illustrated himself. We can see this is the text, this is his hand. I'm sorry that it is jumping at the moment, but I don't have any other way, some kind of reason to get closer. Yes, here we can see. This is Lewis Carroll handwriting, the text here, and he made a space for the sketches. He did the sketches by himself, also the letters, the decoration, and also the opening of the book. So I prepared quite a lot, and let's see what fits our, let's say, spirit at the moment. What would you like to start with the text, with the painting? Please feel free. I'm sorry that let's say the board is jumpy, and please feel free to choose whatever you like, what comes to you. I'm open. Rodrigo, Fernando, friends on YouTube, choose what is close to your heart, what you wish for.
For me, we could start with Final today, maybe.
Yes.
No.
Let's start.
Or okay. Do you wish me to read it?
Yes, if possible, yes.
Okay. So, chapter 17, the incredible. Abraham learns that he shall be multiplied, and that it will be in that coming world. But according to the law of nature, it is unintelligible. How can the life of this world exist in the coming world? Everything in this world, whichever way one looks at it, shows it is impossible. One can accept that anything following logically, consequently, from this life can be its continuation. One gets older here, ever older, one's strength decays, days go by and are forgotten, thoughts crop up and disappear. There are dreams, desires, all goes by. Then how does man get into that promised world, and what will he be like? Abraham would indeed have been quite satisfied if his son Ishmael could stand for that future. Ishmael at least followed consequently from earthly development. The name Ishmael in the Bible is written Shishmael, Yod, Shin, Mem, Ain, Aleph, Lamed, 10, 340, 70, 130, with a sum total of 451. Abram begot him on Hagar, the Egyptian, from the body which came from this world of opposites, from this world of duality. Abram, as he was still called at the time, is spelled Aleph, Bet, Resh, Mem, 1, 2, 240, with a sum total of 243. Hagar is spelled 5, 3, 200, 208. That Abram and Hagar, as 243 and 208, should consequently have Ishmael, the 451, is logical from the earthly point of view, because for 243 plus 208 makes 451. But the coming future, embracing everything this life had procured, everything with a where it is going here, it is?
Maybe it is
Okay.
Yes. Maybe there's something missing. I'm sorry. When
No,
Abraham.
no problem.
Yes, can you continue, please?
Okay. When Abraham reminds God of his being without issue, of the impossibility of producing a future such as God had held out to him, of the contradiction between the potentiality possible and his promise for the future, Abraham maintains that from the earthly point of view only the Damascene Eliezer could represent the future. Eliezer hails from Damascus, Damshek Dalet Mem Shim Kuf 440 300 and 100, sum total 444. The hair will be this world of the four, in all plants, nothing else. Just as the child in this world is a continuation of life, so also is the coming life in reality like a child of this life. And the dialogue God has with Abraham deals with this life to come, which God had shown to Abraham, after which Abraham had gone to that place between Bethel and Hai. The vital question is whether his own life of the moment, plus the life that had gone by, and that which is yet to come, I think. Yes.
Yes, yes.
So,
So thank you so much. Thank you so much. What does Weinberg say in this passage, at least in the two first pages that we have read? What is he saying?
I think that he's speaking that not only for Abraham but for each one of us that is difficult to accept something that not follow the logical, uh, like to accept the coming world as something different from what we expect in this reality of of uh, cause and consequence, let's say, of this binary world. You know? The coming world is something different. So to 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 picture this image, he brings the story of Abraham before he earns the letter Hey, when he had Ishmael with Hagar, and how this relationship with the Egyptian, with the body, represents this world of the matter, of the binary, because Ishmael is the exactly consequence of Hagar plus Abraham. So it is one plus one is two, you know.
Yes,
And in this world to come is not like this, it's something different.
true. This is it. It's a great example. He writes very skillfully to express this deep idea.
Yes.
Very, yes. Would you like to say something else, Fernando?
No, it is amazing how he can portray these images with a Bible story in a simple way, you know, with few words. It is quite impressive.
That's beautiful because to write such a text, and first he found the the relation in mathematics, and then to dress it with words. This is the art. This is the art, I think, because we can always find mathematical, arithmetical connections. The wisdom is to dress it with words, with a story. This is it. And
Yes.
this is the art, I think, of Weinberg, of any storyteller. Yes. So now, Rodrigo, do you have any question? Venus, Eniola, friends on YouTube, would you like to say something before we move to the text, to the biblical text?
T,
Yes, yes,
I just noticed that the Hagar has the same value of Itzhak, right?
yes. That's
Uh,
correct. That's correct.
And I noticed that the value of Ishmael is the same of I don't know it's exactly the same, but Aton, the donkey, because I'm reading the Balaam, the passages. So I don't know if donkey we could wrote with Aleph, Tav, and Nun, and so we have the same 451. And I just tried to fit something with these numbers because I realized that Hagar is the same value of um, Isaac and Ishmael. I don't know, donkey, Aton, uh, could have the same value of Ishmael.
Thank you. We shall write is Hagar. Hagar. Hagar is 208. Hagar. And Isaac, you say Isaac, Yitzhak, is 208 as well. Luzzatto says that I noticed this too, Luzzatto. And he says this is a negative pole of 208, this is a positive pole of 208. Now, you said that Ishmael, we need Ain. It is weird. I have to write it beautiful. It doesn't come beautiful. I'm sorry. I have to write it better. Ishmael. This is 451. Ishmael. And you say that feminine donkey or female donkey, Aton is 451. Aton is excellent. Now, what is the question and how do we connect?
Yes, my question is I just noticed it. I just realized this similar numbers, and I don't know what we can get with this. Of course, you already bring to us the perspective of Lusato, and I believe it's right. Uh, I don't know if we can do something with this similarity between the Ishmael and the donkey. I don't know if we can.
First of all, if we rearrange the numbers of Ishmael, this is 5, 4, 1, and this is Israel. Just rearrange the letters. This is Aton. If we read this name as Aton, this is a female donkey, but if we read those letters as a verb, I shall give, eten, this is the positive pole. So it is depend of how we read the text, but it is very good that you notice this.
Thank you, Echi. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. By the way, the distance between, or the gap between Israel, that he will be later the grandson that comes, through Isaac to Abraham, the distance between Israel and Ishmael is 90. And this is time. There are many connections. The great thing is to find a connection and then to try to dress them with stories. If you find arithmetical connection, geometrical connection, and you dress it with a story, with words, then we have a lore, a legend, midrash, Haggadah. This is the art. Questions?
Iti,
Yes.
it was a great link that Rodrigo made with the donkey and Ishmael, because both can represent the material side. Uh, but I'm just wondering here, Iti, I don't know if I am going too fast, but it is interesting that Sarai and Abraham uh, expelled this material side from Hagar and Ishmael,
Yes.
and I am seeing the painting that the angel came
Yes.
to Hagar, and like in a way to integrate the material side and not to expel it. I don't know, just bringing. I don't know, what do you think about it? And
I think about the artist, because the Bible, we don't have at the moment the text that Ishmael is fainting and Hagar is afraid that he will perish. And the Bible says that she didn't want to evidence the death of the child. So she said far enough. The Bible says in Hebrew, "Kemitvache keshet," like in a distance of an arch, not to see the child is perishing as a consequence of the expulsion, so to speak. And the Bible says "Kemitvache keshet," like as a distance of an arch. And please pay attention. Deliberately, I made the painting little. Please pay attention to the arms. We have like 3 arms. There are 2 arms of the angels and the arm of Hagar. Please see the movement. This is it. This is half of a movement. What happens if we complete the movement in our imagination? Please pay attention. What do we get?
Is it like a cup?
Like, yes, Kevin, like
Like a cup
cup, yes,
or a bowl?
or a bowl. Very good. Yes. Because it seems to me, yes, this is it. Yes.
The letter Kaf?
The letter kaf or an art, because the Bible says in Holy Grail, yes, because the Bible says, I thought, why the artist made this like the motion. There's a great motion here, and the great movement between those 3 arms. What is happening? Because in Hebrew, the Bible says that she didn't want to see the child perishing, so she said far enough not to see him dying. And the Bible says how far she was sitting from Ishmael. And here we can see Ishmael. I'm trying to, because at the moment, I think Lucia. Please, oops. Here is Ishmael. Here. This is Ishmael, bottom left. The Bible says she was far away from him as a distance of an arch, not to see the child is perishing. I'll bring the verse, the Hebrew verse. 1 second. And all what have you said together is great. But what does it mean? You said it's like a gray, like a cup, like a calf. Very good. But what is hiding behind this, what you have just said? Genesis 21, 16. One second, I have it. I have to open it in the right browser because there's a better one. Not. What does it mean that she said from him as why was she sitting far from him?
Because she don't want to look the death of the child.
Yes. Who would like to read the text? We have it here on the board in English.
I can read the English.
Thank you.
And she went and sat her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot, for she said, Let me not look upon the death of the child. And she sat over against him, and lifted up her voice, and wept.
Thank you.
A bow shot.
A bow shot. So please see, because I was thinking about the painter, his perspective. So if what we can see here, if we take, I don't know this word in English, to take a line in Hebrew, we call this anach. Anach, straight line downward. Looking for the anach. This is also abbreviation of orot, nitzotzot, kelim, light, sparks, and vessels. Orot. Maybe do I go far with you? Orot, nitzotzot, kelim. Orot, light, nitzotzot, sparks, kelim, vessel, anach. What is anach? Maybe you can help me with the English. Like in geometry, when we build a line,
An arc?
again, this.
Are you talking about the arc?
Not when you take a line of that the line is 90 degrees like this. I will look.
Perpendicular?
1 second. I'll check it because I would like to show you the artist thinking. I will look into this because in Hebrew it has a meaning, in English it has a meaning. 1 second. Vertical, perpendicular. Yes? Kevin?
Perpendicular, correct.
Yes, yes,
Perpendicular means that it's 90 degrees.
yes. So please look, and you were reading the text. She was sitting. How far was she sitting? We can see this bow shot. Here, this is the bow. When the bow is partially composed of the 3 arms, 2 arms of the angel, another arm. Which arm is it of Hagar? Which arm is it?
The right.
Right. This is the bow, and this is the can you say this word? Can you help me?
Perpendicular.
Perpendicular. And here is Ishmael. Here it is. He is. This is it. This is the art of the artist.
There's something that comes to mind is that the top of our lip is referred to as a bow.
The top
The
of
outline
the top of her lip.
of our lips, and like a
Yes.
human's lips, is
Yes.
referred to a bow.
Yes. Yes.
And so I'm trying to think of this as, is it how is this connected to the conversation, to the speech,
And to the
a
kiss.
bow shot?
Yeah, because it's good. It is good because keshet is a bow, and neshika is a kiss. Kof and shin, the 400. When keshet itself, kof shin is 400, but keshet bow is 800. When a kiss, neshika, is 400. I mean, the root of to kiss, nashak, is 450, which is Adam. What do you think about the painting? Friends on YouTube?
Eti?
Yes.
Iniola asked something here on Discord. I don't
Yes.
know, maybe Iniola is without microphone, but I can read it.
Yes.
Uh,
Why is not he's not in the class?
he's in the class, but
He
I think
doesn't.
that without mic.
Okay. It's
Hello.
open. Yes, it's open.
Oh, yes.
It's open.
Oh, thank you for coming to my rescue. But I have a quick question. I don't know if it's connected, but I was reading Fine Rep through Yohanan Masora, Hebrew astrology,
Yes.
and he mentioned the fruit signs. And the 5 fruit signs, I think that one of them is Sagittarius, which is the bull. And they spoke about a long hope for, like the fruit signs give the experience of something that is hoped for. So Abraham and Hagar may have hoped for a child. And I wonder if Ishmael is considered, if there's a connection between that bow shot and Ishmael as the child, as like one of the fruit or the offspring of Hagar and Abraham.
Yes. Yes. In a way, Ishmael is the fruit of Abraham and time. Abraham and duality. Ishmael is the fruit of Abraham before he gained a new perspective, before the hay was given to him. So Abram in time 2, 4, 3, Abram with Hagar, Egyptian. She was the daughter of Pharaoh. The Bible says Egyptian slave or a maid, but she was the daughter of Pharaoh. Pharaoh gave his daughter to Sarai. Pharaoh tried to take Sarai by force. It did not happen. I mean, he was punished, beaten that night that he was trying to take her. He understood that something is not appropriate, because when they came to Egypt, or closer to Egypt, Abram says that Sarai is his sister, that they will not kill him to take the beautiful woman. So Pharaoh took Sarai, and that night he was beaten. And in the morning he understood, and he says, "Why didn't you tell me?" And so, but he did not just set her free. He gave her many presents, and he gave her a letter promising her a territory in Egypt called Eretz Goshen, the land of Goshen, the land of happiness. Goshen also in Hebrew has the same value as happiness. So he promised her. He gave her a letter, and he gave her and to her descendants to inherit the land of Goshen. He gave her a letter, a present, and relieved her. But not just this. Pharaoh also gave Sarai his daughter Hagar, as a maid. So now, who is Ishmael? Ishmael is the fruit, or is the grandson of Pharaoh, and Abram getting closer, because the Bible said, "Ve'avraham hikriv," he got closer. He did not enter Egypt. So Ishmael is the grandson of Pharaoh.
Wow.
Yes.
What also kind of, I get an impression of like the arms are like in a shape of a rotated upside down hay, letter hay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then the mountain in the background, you could say that could be Sinai.
Yes. Yes. We can also see the letter Hey with the arms of the angel. The arms, where is it? Let's take blue. Venus, a prince with the 12 sons of his own. Yes, true. Yes, true.
Oh yeah, and her head.
And her
would
head.
be the Yod.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you see. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So he has here, this is his arm, and here is another one. And her head is like the tip of the Yod.
Mm-hmm.
Or this is it, the hay, the drop. Yes. Basically, this is the hay that soon will be given to Abraham and to Sarai. She will become Sarah with hay, and Abraham will be Avraham with hay. This is the womb, by the way. This is interesting, the relation between the angel arms and Hagar's head. This is the hay, this is the womb that will eventually conceive Isaac, because Isaac, as Rodrigo said, has the same value, 208, as Hagar, which is also the value of 8 times the tetragrammaton.
Eti,
Yes.
the question that I wrote on the chat I was seeking to understand how the system is formally taught from a master to a student, how much has the master been taught by their own teachers as a received tradition from posterity, and how much is left to the intuitive perception of the one who is reading the text after they have been taught the rules of interpretation?
Everything is open. There is no teaching. The teaching is not. It is about the vessel of a person who learns, and his intuitive and his openness to life in general.
Yeah. Thank you.
Most welcome. Questions or thoughts? Yes, Felipe.
Eti.
Yeah.
Hello, my friends.
Hello. Good
I
morning.
was just looking at the dictionary, and because the verb gar, I guess it's like to live,
To
where
dwell.
we live,
Yes, to dwell, to lodge.
to dwell.
Yes.
Yes, and Hagar I found as emigrated.
True.
Is that correct? Is there a relation with this? Could we make a relation with this concept of immigration?
Yes. She's an immigrant. Hagar. Yes. Hagira is immigration. Hagira, immigration has to do with the name Hagar. This is the root letters of immigration in Hebrew. Hagar. 1 second. There's the pen. Hagar. And Hagira is immigration.
As Gershom as well, it
As
is the same root.
Gershom Sholem, yes, as Gershom,
Yes.
the first son of Moses, Gershom, Ger, yes. Martin Ger, there is a movie, The Returning of Martin Ger, a French movie. Have you seen that? Ancient history?
No.
No, a French movie somewhere from the 20th century. The Return of Martin Ger. This is very interesting, The Return of the Immigrant. In Arabic, when people, in the Muslim world, when people go to Mecca, this is like a holy place for them. So they have this hijra, meaning they're moving to this holy place. It's the same route. Pilgrimage. Depends on how we look at it. Would you like to say anything else about the painting before we move to Lewis Carroll?
Just one little thing I couldn't speak earlier at the end regarding to what Kevin said about the lip, the human lips. I was it made me think about that lore that the angel touches human lip.
True.
When we are born, we receive this finger of the angel in our upper lip, and it's like the mark of duality, and it's a beautiful lore because it's just so interesting, this little detail that we have under our nose, as we think the nose as the spirit and the mouth as the heavenly kingdom. So this little touch I really don't know what to elaborate with this, but it made me remember like a bow, and I mean Hagar and duality and all. It seems that there is a connection.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting because Jeremiah also was saying how he had unclean lips, and then they came and touched a coal. The angel came and touched a coal to his lips
Mm-hmm.
from the altar.
True. Because the lip, safa, in Hebrew, lip, safa is both language and a lip, external organ, but it means also a language. And in a way, we have two languages. Inside, we have the inner language, which is associated with the tongue, Lashon HaKodesh, the holy tongue, that there's an ongoing conversation inside of each human, I believe, even if people do not recognize or admit. And there is the spoken out language that goes out from the lips out. So in a way, and also that the tongue has a split in the structure of the tongue. So there is a split. Once the angel touches this place of the baby when he's being born, this touch in a way has a double meaning. He just like cutting him from infinity, and he delivers him to this world of duality. And at this moment, the baby forgets where he comes from. So this is the touch that the angel is touching in the lip, and then we have split in a way. We live in split or multiplicity or in duality or in conflicts. This is it. Because if we look at the structure of a human lip, even if they have different kind of ornament, or let's say, it is still, there is a split under the nose when they come together. Yes?
It is interesting, Eti, that in this scene of the painting, it is the opposite movement. Like the angel is not splitting but uniting, uh, reuniting the mother and the child. You know, this binary, this.
Yes. The angel here is saving her and supports her.
It's interesting because it is a detail in the human uh, formation, let's say, the human form that is quite unique. I don't know if there is another similarity with this in nature. It's just delicate touch in the upper lip. It's beautiful that the sages managed to uh, explain duality and explain uh, s- uh, this this becoming alive in this world with this gentle touch of the angel in the upper lip. It's like a delicate lore and full of deep meanings.
The upper lip is associated with Sfirat Netzach. The upper lip the upper lip of human, is associated with Sfirat Netzach, eternity. The lower lip with Hod. The tongue is Yesod. The mouth is Malchut.
Thank you for that, Eti. Thank you.
You're most welcome. You see this? What do you see here? What is happening here? Do you see this detail here? What is this?
A jar, a vessel.
A jar, a vessel. What is happening here?
It's empty. It seems empty.
Empty. This vessel, the name of the vessel here is Chema. I hope that I could write it. This is Chema. Let's make it second. Chema, Chet, Mem, Hey. Chema, this is a vessel in which she received when she left Abraham's house, Chema, but since it contains water, this is called Chemat Maim. Chemat, Chemat, Chemat Maim. The artist made this vessel here from clay. Usually the vessel Chema is made out of leather, some kind of an animal leather case, and then people used to store in it liquids. This vessel, which is made out of animal skin or leather, is called Chema or Chemat, and since there's water in it, Chemat Maim. Chemat Maim, this is a water container. Sometimes people are used to store in it wine, but this is the vessel. This is the vessel, and in this case there is water, or were water in this vessel, but sometimes, and here I think Kevin, we arrived to Jeremiah, sometimes this vase or this, let's say, canteen holds dew, tal. And this is how we arrive to Jeremiah's daughter, Chamutal. Chamutal. Jeremiah's daughter is Chamutal. What is Chamutal? Is a vessel of dew, a vessel that contains the dew. Chamutal is Jeremiah's daughter. How did we arrive to this name? Chemat Tal, a vessel that holds the dew. Chemat Tal, Chamutal, Jeremiah's prophet's daughter, Chamutal. Any questions that you would like to share, thoughts or impressions?
I posted a image of a yoni in the chat. It's a Sanskrit word, but I didn't know how to put it on the thing. But the jar, the position of the jar's opening reminded me of this object
Where did
symbol
where did you put it?
in the chat of the Discord for the class.
Okay, I'll try to see. 1 second. We'll open it. Try to see. I don't see at the moment, Kevin, the post
In the classroom, the chat.
classroom chat. No.
Or if, okay, I can put it on the main class.
Okay. Maybe you can put it on the. Try to put it on the account, like under the name or something that I could see.
We're under the lessons, the class lessons. I just pasted it there.
Okay.
The main thread.
Okay.
Oh, I see it now. It's under lessons, class.
Okay. Let's see.
Lingam Yoni.
Yes, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yes. 1 second. Let's see if we can copy it. Copy. Let's see. I'll try to post it. Yes. Maybe I'll try to put it here on the board. If it will come. No, doesn't come. Doesn't come at the moment. Any questions that you would like to ask, or something that you would like to say?
What kind of came to me was, or is this symbol connected with the concept of this moment, in a sense, in one aspect of this moment that we're looking at, this depiction of Ishmael is almost like a rebirth and a new life of restoration, because he was in a sense dying of thirst, and then the angel came and helped them, and it reminds me of this symbol that I shared, this yoni symbol. I don't know how to explain it very well, because it's not something that I know a lot about, but if anybody does, I mean, they can share.
Kevin, that symbol is associated with the sacred feminine, and that association between water and the four and manifest reality, time and space. The idea that it's empty and lacking water, it makes me see an association between Ishmael being no longer alive, meaning no longer in water, meaning no longer in physical manifestation. That empty container, my mind associates it with him being like the symbol of the female. No water is no life or no physical expression or death. That there's a connection there for me between the female and and the lack of water.
Wow, thank you.
Here are
Yes, the water.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Fernando, please.
No,
please.
just adding something to what Eniola just opened. that we learned that water is a symbol of time, right?
Yes.
So they are going out of time, like
Mm.
departing from this world, maybe.
Right. Leaving time and space.
Yes. Would you like to read another minute, please? I posted the conversation between the angel and the calling of the boy Ishmael. There are 4 verses on the whiteboard. Can you please read them?
Sure.
I just move it because I
And
would like you to see the painting. I don't want to
yep.
cover.
And I just want to zoom out for 1 sec.
I'm just
There we go.
moving it. 1 second. Yes.
Okay. And God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven, and said unto her, What aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him fast by thy hand, for I will make him a great nation. And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water, and gave the lad drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew, and he dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
So, thank you so much. Please pay attention to this. The English says a bottle, but here this is Chemat Maim. I'm trying to. Please pay attention. Chemet Maim. Here, this is it. Chemet Maim. And the boy or the lad became to be an archer, Rove Kashat. Here it is. Please pay
And
attention. Yes, Felipe?
now in verse 16, it's mentioned like a bow shot.
Yes, of course. Yes. And very good, Kevin and Felipe. And she watered. She gave the lad to drink Vatashk. Vatashk, again. Vav and Taf is Vav
Yes.
is end and Taf is future, and then we have Shin and Kof, like
Wow.
Kashat or Nishika, like bow and kiss, and this is very interesting. Those are, you see, the repetitions. It's like poetry. It is not like, it is poetry. The Bible is a poetry. And the well, Be'er, this is creation, because the word Be'er, because you said there was a lack of water, there is no time, the boy is perishing, and here we have the angel says, there is a well, Be'er, well is also good in English, but please pay attention, those letters are creating the word bara, creation. So every well has the power of
Wow.
creativity. Or new creation, he gains new life.
It's beautiful at the end. I'm just wondering here about the word kashat,
Yes.
because it is the same root as kishet, that is
True.
the rainbow, right?
Oh,
and it reminds me about the Brit, right? The alliance between God
Mm-hmm.
and the human. I don't know.
It is true. Why? This is very good what you said. Why there's the bow, or how we say in English, not just a bow, the rainbow is a covenant, is a promise. Why? Why? And why we can only see half of the or part of the rainbow? Why? Why we can only see part of it? Let's look at the value. Now I would like you to write us a lore, a midrash, why we can see only part of the rainbow, not all of it, and why it is a covenant between God and humans that he will not bring the flood again. What is the value of rainbow?
800.
800. Why the 800 is a covenant?
It's Bina.
Yes.
It's
It
like
is
Bina. It's
it
like
is Bina, and we this is excellent. And also, yes, and also the covenant is being done in the eighth day,
yes.
808th day. Plus, if we look at a human hand, we have 5 fingers. And here, the relation, the close relation to 800 is 1000. Aleph or Aleph, 1000. So,
It is in.
yes,
Sorry,
yes,
please.
yes, please, please, feel free.
No, and it is related also with the Bria, right? With the creativity and the
Yeah.
new creation, because the 800 refers to Binah,
Mm-hmm.
and if we take the tree of life in that scheme about the world,
Mm-hmm.
Binah is related with Bria, with the creation. So
True, true, true. And we can only see part of the rainbow. We can see only the 800, the manifested, because this is 4 times 200, but we cannot see the potential. This is why we can only see part of the rainbow. We can never see the whole rainbow. We can never see a full cycle of the completion. We can only see the manifested. The 200 here is basically, this is the 2 upper spheres, wisdom and crown. We cannot see. Crown and wisdom we cannot see. We can only from Binah, from Bria, from the creation we can see. Crown and wisdom. This is, we cannot see. This is the potential or the sum. Please pay attention when we look at a human hand. The thumb has only 2 joints, when all the rest of the 4 fingers, I'm not sure that I'm saying the right word in English. The joints. I'm not sure that I'm using the right medical
yes,
terms.
yes.
But the human hand, in the thumb, when we say thumb up, has only 2 joints. This is the potential. This is for the sphere of crown and wisdom. But the rest of the fingers, the 4 fingers, each one has 3 joints. And please pay attention, there's almost 90 degrees between the thumb and the 4 fingers. This is time, 90 degrees. When the 4 fingers are appearing in the manifested. The 4 fingers are the manifested. Like Keshet, we can see part of the rainbow, but not the potential. We can see the creation of God, but not God.
80.
Yes.
Just that it is interesting that the mount of the first finger,
Mm-hmm.
the, the polygon is called Mount of Venus. That is the Mount of Love, because it is hidden. It is.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Love is hidden.
It is like, yes, it's the root of of this finger. It is love. Love is the root.
It's great. Sunshine is saying, would it have a link with the two? Yes? Everything is infinitely open. Everything. Venus, sunshine, everything is infinitely open. So now I would like to ask you, why Ishmael is an archer? In Hebrew, in English it's archer, but in Hebrew is Ove Kashat. Why the expertise of Ishmael is Ove Kashat? Why? What is his expertise, the Ishmael? The four. Do you remember that Sarah made a banquet or a feast in the day that Isaac stopped drinking milk? Isaac was 3 years old and Ishmael was 16 the day they made a feast. And Sarah saw that Ishmael, he was 16, he was aiming his arch against Isaac. And she said, what are you doing? He says, I'm just joking. And she said, no, he's not joking, he's intent to kill this little boy. And Ishmael, the first time he pulled his arch was 16, and the square root of 16 is 4. And when Sarah asked him, what do you do? He says, I'm just laughing, making a joke. Metzachek, I'm like laughing, I'm making a joke.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah, Yishach, laughter.
Yes. So I remember Felipe noticed the answer of Ishmael is Metzachek, like laughing, when Mem is 40. But the name of the baby or the child is Yitzchak. This is real laughter or joy. Metzachek, she asked him, what do you do? Shooting arrows at a child, 3 years old. I'm just laughing. Metzachek, like laughing. Mem. Please pay attention to those numbers. Any questions?
It reminds me of when you talk about him being an archer. I'm reminded of a place in the Zohar that says something about the voice of the archers is the voice of Yaakov, because the archers mean that he went out as a champion or something. Do you remember this or no?
Voice of Jacob is the voice of the archer.
The voice of archers is the voice of Jacob. his archers
Can you send?
means something about like as it was that there went out a champion. I don't know. I'll have to find it.
Kevin, that
Yes.
reminds that reminds me, that voice of the archer, it sounds like, it reminds me of the bow shot. The way that an arrow
Oh,
leaves the bow is the way that a voice will leave the mouth. And if Ishak is the child, then he's the arrow which has been shot from the bow. But if he is the future generation, then he now becomes the archer, and the children or the generations proceed from him. That's the association for me. He becomes the source of continuity, like the voice, the projector of the voice, or the emanation, the child.
thank
The,
you.
You're welcome.
there is in Genesis 49, when Jacob is blessing the children, he relates to the fact that Levi and Shimon, they went to the city of Shechem and they killed the people. So he relates to the fact that they did something without his consent. So he says that their temper is hard and or rough, and he says evratam ki kashata. Kashe is hard, but he says that their temper is not just hard. Kashe is masculine, but he uses the word kashata, which is feminine, hard, but also holds the word arch, keshet. This is one thing that comes to me at the moment. And another time that Jacob used the word keshet is that his blessing to Joseph, and he blesses Joseph for standing in the temptation of the wife of Potiphar. And the fact that he, in his blessing, he mentions the word keshet. That his arch, Joseph arch, was taken back and not forward. Do you remember the blessing? You remember the blessing that Jacob gave to Joseph?
Yes.
So he mentions the arch there. Do you remember it? Maybe the English does not translate. Maybe. Let's see if the English mentions this, because sometimes it doesn't go through the. And his arch was sitting. This is Genesis 49:24. Genesis 49. Genesis. Do you have it, Kevin or Rodrigo?
Not yet. I'm looking. Do you remember the verse?
24.
24.
Oh, I have it.
You have it? Can you
Okay.
post it to
Yeah.
24?
Oh,
Let's.
no, I don't know if I could post it, but I could read it.
Yes, please.
Okay. Verse 24. But
Yes.
his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel.
Thank you so much. But his bow abode firm. And the bow is related to what?
Then the voice of the archers in. Sorry,
Yeah.
I found something.
Yes, and the voice of the archer. Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
trying to copy something. Sorry.
It's okay. But when now Jacob is blessing Joseph, what is he saying? What is the bow referring to?
The promise, right?
The
Or
promise.
no?
Which sphere? Let's speak in
Yesod.
Yesod. Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
I can remember about the Zohar speaking
Yes.
that
Yesod is the
making the
tongue,
relation.
Yes.
The
Yesod is the tongue.
masculine, it
Tana-
can be, but I think that the Zohar speaks as like when Joseph could restrain his sexuality with Potiphar's wife, you know. This would be related with the bow, you know. He has the potency, but he could how can I say this? He avoid to make the act of cheating on Potiphar's, you know. So
This is a beautiful, a symbol. The bow is a symbol for the sphere of Yesod. Yes, the bow.
Yeah. And I pasted the place I found what I was trying to find, what I was referring to earlier. I pasted it in the same thread
Which
on
on
the classroom
yes, I
class
see.
thread.
Yes, I see. Rabbi Shimon began to discourse on the verse louder than the voice of the archer. In the place of the drawing water, recite the righteous of Hashem. Shoftim. 1 second. This is Judges 5:11. Let's see. This is the Song of Deborah, no? Judges 5. Do you have a minute?
Yes.
Yes. The Judges. This is the Song of Deborah.
My mom.
Yeah, you see? Judges. What will happen with me? Let's see, because I have to go to the Bible itself. Okay, Bible. 2 Kings, Samuel, Judges. Here, 5. Where are you? 5, 1, 2. 11. Found it. This is the Song of Deborah, and here we are. Mikol Mechatzitzim. Okay. This is in English. Very good, Kevin. This appears in English, but not in Hebrew. This is excellent. It's a very good example. Let's see. Do we have? Oh, we don't have a whiteboard. Oh dear. Here, Kevin, can you read the Bible? I put it under the painting.
Yes. Louder than the voice of archers by the watering. What is that? Troughs. Oh, by the watering troughs. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts of his rules in Israel. Then the people of the Lord went down to the gate.
Thank you. This is a very good example when the English says here archers, and here we read Mikol Mechatzitzim. Chatzitzim, it's like something that comes between, like a barrier. It can be also a trumpet, Chatzotzra. We don't know. This is a very interesting movement between Mechatzitzim and archers. Thank you so much, Kevin. We learned a new thing today. So I would like to thank all of you for your participation today. It was amazing. It took this composition 10 days. I prepared it 10 days ago and something happened, and now we are on track, back on track again. And I would like to wish everyone a most beautiful week, good weather, and stay tuned with the Spirit. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you, friends.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you,
you.
friends. Shalom.
Thank you.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Bye bye.
Shalom. Shalom.